Hi guys, good evening and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I will be discussing what I thought of the latest and sadly final episode of the Book of Boba Fett, which has left me feeling mixed, to be quite honest. Now, before I get into all of that, of course, please be warned, this is obviously a spoiler-filled review. If you're not caught up on the Book of Boba Fett by today's episode, the final episode of Season 1, possibly series finale, or last week's episode, you don't want to keep watching or listening as I will be going into spoilers. That being said, you have been warned. Let's dive right back into it. First and foremost, I wasn't too shocked to see him die, because it's like, oh, if they're going to kill one of them, I know who it's going to be, and I know who it's not going to be. I didn't like seeing Cad Bane go, but at the same time, it made sense. I mean, I say seeing him go, because it looks like Boba, plunged his Tusken Raiders spear thing right into his chest, and he looked like he wasn't breathing, like he had been properly killed and whatnot. But then, towards the end of the episode, when Boba says to Fennec, well, my Bacta tank is being used, I thought, oh, did he save his old mentor / enemy, and he's letting him heal in the Bacta tank? And then the post-credits scene, oh, no, it's Cobb Vanth instead. Oh, well, at least Cobb Vanth is still alive. And at least, and now we know it's not, Cad Bane is not in there. So, yeah, he's probably most likely dead. I mean, it was brief, but at the same time, it was still very satisfying for the brief amount of time we got to see him in live action. And it made sense, too, because if you're going to have a legendary bounty hunter with the most fearsome reputation in the galaxy, you can't have two, you got to have one. And I do love how through their interactions, first off, I got what I wanted to see on two fronts. I wanted to see a reunion between Fett and Cad Bane. We got a couple of scenes with the two of them, which was satisfying. I loved that they referred to their history together, and I loved how Boba acknowledged that, Cad Bane here is actually the old man in this scenario, even though it's hard to see that because of his physical appearance. And I liked how he's like, I'm not a little kid anymore, reminding that to Bane. And they obviously have known each other, their paths have crossed before, and it's because Jango Fett, Boba's father, trained Bane on how to be a bounty hunter. And then Bane, I think, kind of did the same thing for Boba before they became rivals as Boba got older and whatnot. So it was interesting to me, though, as to why Bane would reveal to Boba that it was really the Pikes who killed the Tuskens and not those Sandstrider guys. Then it occurred to me, he's trying to gaslight him or emotionally manipulate him, trying to get him to make a mistake and shoot him with his aim just slightly off or something like that. But it didn't work because Fennec calmed him down. Because I was like, is Cad trying to help Boba kill the Pikes by telling him the truth about the Tuskens, or is he just trying to piss him off? And he was just trying to piss him off. So we also got something else we got in this finale, which I was really hoping to see, and I'm very glad it paid off big time, was we got to see Boba riding the awesome, badass Rancor throughout a good chunk of this episode. And then Mando tried to do it, but didn't quite work out. And the Mando-Grogu reunion where he jumps into his arms and hugs him, that was adorable. I guess he made up his mind. I thought we would see that decision made in Mandalorian Season 3. I thought they would address that right away, but I guess they addressed it here. So I guess Grogu made up his mind and will not become a Jedi, but a Mandalorian foundling instead. He gets to wear the cool Beskar armor, though, so that's cool. And I guess that's that. I guess Luke sent him on his way with his X-Wing and R2 flying it to Tatooine because he knew that's where the Mandalorian was. So that's that. And on the plus side, Grogu's not going to get slaughtered with the rest of Luke's students 30 years from now when Kylo Ren goes nuts and kills everybody. So at least there's that. But yeah, I love seeing the Rancor in action. I knew that Boba was going to go get him as soon as he said we need reinforcements. Didn't like seeing the Gamorreans go, but if they were going to kill anybody in Boba's close-knit circle that wasn't a main character, it would make sense to be those two. Shit, I kind of thought Chrysanthemum was going to die for a few scenes, but nope, he was alive and well at the end of this episode, along with the main members of the mod squad as well. I also like that the people of Freetown still showed up despite them believing or thinking Cobb Vanth was dead. They still showed up because, Cobb Vanth's injury is what inspired them to show up to Boba Fett's aid after all. I really thought the mayor's Twi'lek aid was going to get it so many times throughout this episode. I am shocked that he didn't die. I thought either Boba or Mando would kill him or the Pikes would. He came close to death too, but wow, I'm surprised he survived this whole show. Not just this episode, but this whole series or season. So yeah, I was a little disappointed about Cad Bane, but not entirely surprised by it. Whether they bring him back to life somehow or if he's dead for real, I'm content either way. I'm just glad we got the screen time with him that we did in the live action. And I can always just rewatch my favorite episodes of Clone Wars with him in it anyway. So it made sense to me that they were able to bring his story full circle. And it seems kind of fitting that it would be Boba to be the one to put him down and kill him. I was really hoping for an appearance by this guy, Bosk, and possibly Dengar as well. Maybe they'd show up at the last minute with a heroic rescue and they tell Boba, hey, we heard you were in need of help or aid and we were nearby. What can we do to help? But sadly, neither one of them appeared. But everybody got to have their own little heroic moments throughout this episode. A very exciting episode, too. Pretty awesome gun battles between all of our main characters, enemies and heroes alike. And they seem to wrap up the story nicely because now life seems to have returned to normal, is much more peaceful now. Although they did not address the fate of the Twi'lek owner who was running the sanctuary when it was bombed in last week's episode. They didn't say if she was dead or not, so I'm wondering if they're saving that for possibly a season 2, even though a second season of the show hasn't been confirmed yet. Then again, these shows can easily cross over with one another, so maybe in Mandalorian season 3 they'll go back to Tatooine and they'll see her alive and well, maybe scarred and physically damaged, but alive and well. So we'll see. But yeah, overall, it was an enjoyable episode. I didn't love it like I loved the previous 2 episodes, but I still enjoyed it very much, and I was quite happy and content with that. I got what we did get, even though I was disappointed with some of the things that we didn't get. I'm still happy with the stuff that we did get, if that makes sense. So I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. But I really, really enjoyed it. And I was just happy to see that Rancor get so much screen time. And I love that it was Grogu who defeated him. And then they took a little nap together, too. That was the best. That was the cutest thing ever. And the other thing that threw me off, I'm like, guys, stop shooting at the Rancor. That's your boss's pet. Just calm him. Like, don't shoot at him. Don't aggravate him further. But thankfully he survived this episode, so yay. So I enjoyed this show overall, and I'm sorry about what happened to Cad Bane, but again, not that surprising. I'm thrilled that the Rancor got some excellent, exciting sequences throughout this episode, with mostly Boba riding on him. That was super satisfying to see. But overall, though, the episode itself was a bit disappointing on a few fronts. No Bosk or Dengar, Cad Bane dying, shit like that. But, oh well, life goes on. So I enjoyed it as a whole, though, as I hope you guys did too. I hope you enjoyed this season finale, or series finale, possibly. We won't know until we get a confirmation for a second season. But let me know what you guys think of it down below in the comments section. Did you like it, love it, hate it? Let me know what you think. Have an awesome rest of your night. Thank you for joining me for this first season of the Book of Boba Fett. No idea when Mando Season 3 will drop, but earlier today they did show us the first poster and a premiere date for the Obi-Wan Kenobi limited series, which is titled Obi-Wan Kenobi. So that's it. But hey, we got a premiere date for this summer, May 25th. That's going to be fun and awesome, I think. Have a great rest of your night, everybody. Thanks for watching. And of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.